Hello and welcome to another Raccoon racing video. We're going to get right into it. We did stock car truck racing on Phoenix today. Uh, this is my first attempt ever doing something like this. We start out pretty rough with the 13 hitting somebody and I accidentally have to take him out, but I do manage to keep the car straight. I went into this with no practice, no qualifying. I just told myself I'm going to try to make it alive on the track. And I did a surprisingly good job of that. That was one of the few times I've actually made contact in this race, was right there at that start with the 13 car. Otherwise, there's only going to be one other incident with another car that doesn't even affect that car. So, um, I had a good time doing this, actually. I was surprised at how well I did. We started out in 17th, and if you see now, we're already into 13th position. So we're making a lot of overtakes. We're keeping the car steady. Not doing anything crazy like that number 16 there, oversteering it right into the grass. And we make it through lap 2 alive with what I thought was literally next to no damage. I knew my front bumper was a little messed up, but it wasn't enough that it was causing me any problems, so I was ready to just keep pushing on for this 25 lap race. And on average, my lap times are going to be the 31s. That 31.2 is actually going to be one of my better ones in this race from the lap 2. But again, my main goal wasn't to push hard. It was to make sure I stayed on the track and away from other cars. I wanted to make sure I could make it to the end of the race because you can't win a race if you can't finish it. We all know the good feelings of racing and not crashing into a wall and ruining your race completely. And I will say that was part of the reason I did enjoy these cars a little bit is obviously you're going 100 plus the whole time next to a wall, a barrier, and other cars. These cars can take a beating. They sure as shit can take a beating. That's something I appreciated because obviously when you do cars like Formula V or any kind of open wheel car, damage there can be detrimental, even if it's the smallest bit. Um, But here I was able to keep myself steady and keep pushing for top 10 as long as I had, stability, which I kept the whole time. So here comes that number 13. He gets right in on that inside with me. And like I said, I was not here to push against other cars. I was here to make sure I could keep my car straight and not turn into the inside field, because that's what I was seeing a lot of people doing, and that's what I noticed I could have ended up doing was nearly turning too hard left and then losing these cars completely. It's kind of crazy. I didn't realize how much traction you could lose just turning slightly hard to left in these things. It's kind of nuts. And as you can tell, even with the paint scheme, I literally went in with the default colors. I have a few of my cars customized in iRacing, but I didn't ever think I was going to be doing oval racing, so I was like, huh. But it was at the Phoenix International Raceway. I live here in Arizona. It was hard not to want to give this place a good hard drive with the oval race. I think I've done some practice laps on the alternate road course, but that one's not one of my favorites, that's for sure. But for an oval race, it provides some very interesting turns. Like, it's not like a lot of other oval tracks where you have these really nice, really properly steep turns. These ones are almost flat in some of the spots. So it was really weird getting used to like this turn being a little bit flatter. As you can see, I accidentally turned into the yellow line, something you're not really supposed to be doing, but I decided to pull off, let the 5 pass because he was definitely speeding way faster. Get right behind his line. And it's also very weird because unlike some of the other categories I drive, I mean, these engines, they are roaring that whole time, so you don't really have an opportunity to hear if somebody's coming up on you. I rely on audio a lot sometimes when racing, when cars are on my left or right, or even on my bumper. But in these things, it was just, I have to admit, I loved it. It's fun listening to it the whole time. But I was definitely having some issues with forgetting to look at my mirrors sometimes. But it didn't, like I said, I didn't cause too many accidents in this race. I accidentally bumped 13 at the beginning, but he caught up eventually, I'm pretty sure. And even here, where we start getting a 4-car line going, like everything stays fairly clean. I had a lot of fun right here, actually. So the purple car is going to be the number 4 car. It's kind of hard to see his number on some angles, but me and him keep it fairly clean behind 18. 18 is doing a really good job defending, not really giving either of us a good opportunity to pass him. Because I'm trying to help the number 4 car. I'm less interested in just passing 18. I want to get both of us past him. So I try to make the move. I get inside, but unfortunately my line is really hard when I'm going in. So I end up having to slow down on the outside, so he takes back the inside line. But I managed to make it through on the outside because of that car slowing 18 down. So me and 4 were able to slip right past him and get a really good speed going. I'm leading a pack here with the number 51, the 4, the 16. Catching up to everybody else. I end up taking quite too much of a wide line, and everybody sneaks past me on the inside. So I go from position number 8, my highest position in the race, I believe, to leading behind them. Number 12 slowing me down even more because I couldn't take the tight line I was expecting to take. And that's where I finally mess up just enough, spin around. I managed to avoid everybody, thankfully. This is what was pleasant as well. I had just enough time behind me. Nobody's was quite close enough, so I was able to get back to the inside line, start pushing right back into it again. We only lost 3 positions. We're in number 11 now. So just making sure I could find my tires again, make sure they're not too cold from that spin out. I didn't think they'd get cold that fast, but I just wanted to play it safe and not keep spinning out. That's the goal of this race for me. And so from there, nothing too exciting really happens. It's just a matter of keep pushing, catch back up from the pace I lost. So here we are on lap 21, getting closer to the end of the race. As you see, I am here with the funny number car. And so not too much else has happened. At one point, I accidentally touched just the back right end of somebody's car and it sent me into the wall. Gave me a little bit more damage on my front right end, but like it didn't cause any damage to the performance again because I'm still setting 31 laps. Maybe at most it affected 100th or 200ths of a second, but I was still pushing about the same lap time, so no issues there. Just kind of limping it to the end of the race, making sure I can once again finish this race. That's all that matters to me. And so we're taking it back here. After this, this will be the final lap that I get to finish, my cool down lap. And yeah, like I said earlier, for being my first oval race, I had a blast. Got up to the highest position of 8th, finished in 11th, started in 17th. So, I mean, I gained 6 positions. I had a good time with this. It was a fun race. And as you can see, here is the last lap carnage that will occur. Everybody's on the track. Here I try to go. Oh, he's in the way. And we're finished. We're done. That's it. And here are the results. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better race for being a first race of the day. No practice, no qualifier, no experience with these cars. It was good. Thank you for watching.